Okay, my friends, since I gave you a tour of my nature trail during the summertime when the foliage was full, lush, I'm going to give you a little peek at my trail now in early spring when there are just little tiny buds starting to come out of the trees. But I find that the uh, the trees, the bare trees, the bark, the fallen trees, the decaying trees are really interesting. So that is my mission for today. See, it's things like this cut down tree, and it just gets so janky. See the inside? I just find it fascinating. I'm not sure why. I mean, in a couple of months, this will be so filled in with greenery that you won't be able to see any of the fallen stuff. And the river's calm today when all the snow melted. The path was flooded in several places, and the river was just raging. It was going so fast. The other day, there were at least half a dozen kayakers. That's something that I haven't tried, but I would like to. I knew a woman once who went on vacation and did a kayak trip around the Greek islands. That would be fun. Get your wildlife flying overhead, being noisy. See, look at this. And the trunk is so black. See, that interests me. Why? I do not know. So many textures, so many shapes. Oh, good, thanks. Power truck just went by. A cyclist. And here we have, up in the sky, they're preparing us for some unnatural weather. Jeez. Hate it. See, here's another one. Look at the bark. So thick. And there's another one coming up to cross the other one. Ugh, they're so ruining our planet to the point of no return. Let's see, natural line across the sky. Here's another janky tree. So interesting. If anybody is watching this, I apologize in advance for the poor quality. See, look at this. It's got all kinds of nooks and crannies and holes. Little sprouts on the bushes. More fallen trees. Let's go up here a little bit. And this little bit of debris has always fascinated me. Moss-covered trees. Look at that. Look at that. I mean, is that not just interesting as heck? And I've always loved the really knotty bark on those. I'm not sure what kind of a tree it is. And today, instead of picking the little spring flowers, if I see any, I'll just capture them on the video. And then, of course, you've got the branches that have been broken off because of a storm, like that one over there. All pointed, crazy. I love this trail so much. See, look at this. Look at the base of that. And then how the branch did a big zigzag. And more of those trees with the very black bark. Don't know, I'm gonna have to research those when I get home. Okay, let's continue. See, another interesting one. Just hard to believe that this is all hidden once the foliage comes. Hi. Look, you can see that one back there. The bottom part broke off. And yet you've got this branch, huge and heavy, still growing. And look at the white at the top of those branches. I love that. Here's another good one. Let's just stop for a minute. Check this out while the radio gets a little further away. I prefer the silence and the sounds that nature make when I'm out walking. This is where I've seen deer crossing the path at times. And the other great thing is you can see the birds' nests. There's one up there. Oh, there's another bird's nest up at the top of that one. And then, of course, we're coming to the bridge. Bridge over troubled waters. I've seen lots of little tiny fish when I looked over these bridges recently. Of course, the bad news is so much litter that shows up in the spring. Here you can see some fish. Let's go to the other side. Okay. This year I got very interested in the seeds, the dried seeds ready to be blown off. Managed to make a really interesting little bouquet of them. Oh, there's another nest way up there. And this spring too, I've been feeling the need to get off the beaten path, or the paved path here, to check out some interesting things that you can't really get too easily once everything is in full zoom. And our second bridge. Lots of ducks. Go to the other side. Temperature's just right today. Cool, not cold. Look at these big monster trees. Park. You know, once we take this fork in the road, this is the path where my favorite tree grows. And I always stop and hug him. And it feels really powerful. And then I have a little conversation, and he's told me that his name is Fred. And so I ask him for advice after we've had a couple of nice breaths. And I always ask him for a song. Okay, so see how that's broken off? Love it. There it is down there. Okay. Here I come, Fred. Get ready. Get ready for your hug. Here he is. See how majestic he is? I'll just pan right up to the top. He is a pretty wise old tree. Okay. While I stop and hug him, I'll just let you. So he just told me to stay aware. He didn't say of what. Okay. Fred, on my way back, give me a tune. Of course, people pass occasionally as I'm hugging Fred. My eyes are closed while we breathe together. I'm not sure what they think. Look at, there are three. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 nests. And you can hear the river. Let's go down this little trail today. A couple of ducks. Once the water recedes, where that tree is, there's a little island there. Some kids come out and cross over to it. Let's go back on the trail. already start to see the green coming on that willow tree. Here's that tree house. Right along here, I found a stone, very polished, very smoothly, just a small one. Looked like it had gold vein running through it. And where there was flooding a few weeks back, this tree broke off. They had to cut it down. Well, because I had my tall rubber boots on, there was water like rushing from here across the path over to the river. So I thought, oh, I can make it through. So I got about here and I felt the toe of the water taking me. So I backed up very carefully. And I've noticed too this spring the robins, the male robins with their red breasts, are so fat. Oh, there's some geese. I'm getting near the end. I'll do this side for a while. You can see that it was quite a big flood. The grass got flattened for yards and yards. Hey there. Oh my God. It's getting hot. There's going to be some kind of. I don't think that's grass. Could be. Seen a deer here too. See, look at that. Cut down. Branch is starting to grow out of it. Here's another interesting one. This is it's been down for quite a while. I'm sorry if I've been talking so softly. Just kind of thinking out loud as we walk along. Let's check this one out. And you can see that farther tree where it looks like the bark is rolled back and there's rotting at the bottom. I bet that's going to be coming down pretty soon. And just remember, folks, all these trees are connected, communicating with each other. Ooh, and I see a little, I think it's a chickadee. Where did he go? There it comes. Here it comes. Or maybe it's something else. Could it be a woodpecker? Maybe. Oh, there's another nest up there. Really, the forest is a juxtaposition of life and death, no matter what time of the year. There's another. And then you got your little vines growing on that. That's kind of cute. I guess the reason I love these fallen, rotting trees is because they're sculptural. Look at the top of that. Now I was reaching up for something. Like there's a conversation happening there. There's some more interesting ones over here I'm going to walk through. the spiral on this one. That's amazing. I think another reason I like these huge fall trees is because they look so powerful, even in their decay. Look at the colors on that. Wow. Wow. Here's another one. Not quite as colorful. Okay, so that's one. Look at that. I mean, nature is the sculptor. Okay, and these seeds right here, check this out. Love those. Texture, you got color, got motion. All in one decaying tree. Please excuse my sniffing. The cool air makes my nose run.
When I'm just running by myself and not thinking about it. Yeah. I looked down at my watch. That's how fast I'm running.
Check out the bark on this. Here's another one. Oh, and check out these. Oh, this was all flooded last a week or so ago. Nature fix.
Do you take video or picture?
Huh?
Do you take a video or picture?
I take a video. I came through in the summertime, and like everything is so green.
You know what I'm doing? I walk almost every day,
Yeah.
and I walk, the big tree at the end, that is a heritage tree.
Yes.
I take a picture of it every time I walk,
Yeah.
and eventually I want to make how you see change over the season.
Oh, I love that.
And it gives me a reason to walk out all the way back here, and it's like you see, that is here. that is like almost
So
every
you
day.
see it blooming and you
Yeah,
see it
in the
losing
winter.
it.
Like I even come out in the winter when the only time I don't come out is when it's flooded or too icy.
Yeah.
But it's really nice to see how it changes over the season. And it's such a beautiful tree.
Well, you know, in this time of the year, because you can see all the rotting
Yeah.
logs and stuff, I don't know why, but they just fascinate me.
And even like every time I walk and then I just notice all these little critters. Like one time I saw two bumblebees mating actually.
Ah!
Sometimes you see a snake, then you have the
Yeah.
like it's fascinating what you can see.
Oh, yeah.
Like when you just see, that's why I always look down because I always see something falling.
Oh, I know. And they're little spring flowers that I
Yeah.
found this year. So I kind of pick them and take them home and have them on my desk there.
There's so much to see. It's
I
beautiful.
know.
It's beautiful. And then I don't know if you saw it in summer, but once the water goes down, you have this little stony island going into the river. It's a beautiful spot.
Yes, yes.
Okay, enjoy. See you.
See you later. Well, that was a nice little chat. I haven't seen that lady out here before. It's nice to know that. Oh, look at that. Look. See, that is a painting. If I've ever seen one. The way that bark is on that tree. Amazing. I'm such a dork. Okay. There's this fallen tree that has intrigued me because even when all the foliage and the bushes are green and lush, I see this from the path. And I've come in to look at it a number of times. It is too amazing, in my opinion. And I love how the roots have captured all the stones as they've spread. So just imagine how old those stones are. Never mind the age of the tree. Check that out. I mean, fascinating, don't you think? Wait a minute. One looks like a heart back there. Try and get that. No, I'd never be able to get that out. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are almost at the end. I'm telling you, sculpture. If I had a yard, I would take that baby home. That would be a great garden sculpture. Okay, let's check out this side. Power. I mean, it just screams power. And wisdom. And that bird must agree with me. I know. Here's another one. Look at the way it droops down, and it's still growing. Used to be a bit of a bird watcher at one point. When I was married, we had a house at the top of a ravine, and there were always lots of birds. Okay. It was one of these off-beaten trails that I found that a fossil rock as well. See, isn't it interesting that even that huge tree can stay upright, even on that very steep grade? And right over here is where I found my Chinese lantern plant. I haven't seen it since. Well, this is the last bit of the trail before I turn around and go back. So, we'll say adios for now.